that doesn't matter. But anyway, I think on YouTube you're used to seeing one-off kind of reviews of a piece of gear, and possibly, you know, some of the stuff that you see on YouTube would have been paid for, sponsored, all this sort of stuff. And it's difficult to really get a sense of what are the things that people really like. So I think on this channel it's fair to say you see me playing a Helix, an HX Stomp often enough to know that probably I really like that piece of gear. You see me playing this K-line like more often than not, and so it's pretty clear that I really like that piece of gear. And I've done quite a lot of videos on Sire guitars, and I think they're starting to come back into stock again. There was a good while there where people couldn't really get hold of them, and playing the Tokai guitars that I've been playing recently for Rose Morris also made me think, okay, well, this was kind of in the same kind of price range as their Chinese stuff, and it made me think, okay, well, let's revisit this Sire guitar and try and figure out what it is that I like so much about it. And the thing that I think makes Sire guitars great is the neck. You know, for me, looks-wise, I don't think it's the prettiest guitar. I think that headstock is not going to win particularly any awards, but the neck on it is as good as any neck that I've felt on any guitar. And that's not just me saying some random thing. I think if you get to hold one of these Sire S7 necks, you'll probably, feels like, to me, just an ideal kind of thing. And I've watched Darryl Braun's video. He's recently got his hands on some Sires. I think they sent him a load. I've got a PRS guitar, I've got K-lines, I've got a Gibson, you know, I've got expensive guitars, I've got cheap guitars, and I'm not particularly snobbish about any of this, but this is a great feeling guitar neck, and I think that's, for me, what draws me to this instrument. I'm not sure that the pickups are anything that I particularly love. As I say, this one weighs about 8.1 pounds. It's got locking nuts, which is a cool feature. And then I guess the other cool thing about it, basically think about it like a Sire kind of takeoff. You know, you've got this angled kind of neck pocket thing, and then a groove cutaway, much like you get on Sire guitars. Also, the back of the neck is super like satin smooth, kind of think like an Ibanez RG, kind of that sort of finish, which I think feels the comfiest underhand that a finish can be. The fret ends are not pointy. I think that's a very important thing if you're going to get a guitar to feel expensive. And then the other really cool aspect of it, and I think the thing that makes a big difference, are the rolled edges on the fretboard, which you could do yourself. And this, I think, is going to be the sort of thing, you know, like roasted maple necks became a thing. You know, it doesn't necessarily cost the manufacturers much more to do it, but it has a look, it's kind of fashionable right now. I think maybe this rolled fretboard edges might be more of a thing, because I think it can really help a guitar to feel great, especially if it is set up decently as well. Let me know in the comments if you've had any adverse experiences with a Sire S7. I do like to kind of leave those comments there for people to see if there are people that needed work on theirs or whatever. You know, like you might have some high frets or something like that. I think any time where you've got like a production instrument, you know, this can happen, especially if they're coming from the east. You know, temperature changes and stuff can cause fret sprout and all that sort of stuff. But I've not had any problems with this guitar at all, and I think, you know, it's important to kind of reiterate that I still think this is a really good guitar for any amount of money, but especially for £500 or £469, I think they are now, if you can get them from Anderton's or Thomann. I do actually have an affiliate link for Thomann. If you were thinking of buying one, that would be a way to give me a little bit of a kickback so that I can buy more gear to show on the channel and try and give like honest opinions about. But yeah, that was kind of, I just wanted to revisit that and just, you know, reiterate what I think makes these guitars really stand out for me is the neck. And I think this neck belongs on a very expensive guitar, in my opinion, and is not necessarily what you'd expect to find on a relatively inexpensive guitar. And I think maybe this is where some of the people might have complaints about someone like, I don't know, Gibson or PRS or some of the companies that people like to complain about. If a company like Sire can make a guitar like this for 500, then when you spend £2,000 or more on a guitar, you'd expect everything to be kind of perfect. And I think Sire do actually do quite a job of that. And I think most people really appreciate Sire guitars, because I think generally they're very good at the factory. But yeah, just to say that I think that's what really stands out to me about these Sire guitars. So feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, feel free to check out some other videos on the channel. There's some more kind of stuff detailing my experience with Sire guitars. I took the treble bleeds out of mine. I think that's changed from the factory now. I think they've got a different circuit now, but I'd be interested to know your opinion. And I'm going to check out some more recent Sire guitars just to see, you know, are things still on the same track, or have things changed as production has presumably needed to ramp up a little bit to meet demand, or maybe they're just making the same amount of guitars. I don't know, but a really good guitar, and a real pleasure to play it. And I think it competes very well with that kind of guitar that you think of, like an Ibanez AZ Premium, which might be twice the price, or you know, some of that Fender stuff, which you know might be also similarly twice the price, and actually might be a good mod platform. I don't always see the value in modding, because sometimes you can be, you know, making a cheap guitar expensive, you know, parts wise, and if it doesn't play great anyway, then there's no point in upgrading it. But if you find one of these Sire S7s that plays exactly how you want it, and then you think, okay, I'm going to drop some lollers into here, then you might be onto quite a good thing, and a guitar which is built, I think, quite similarly to a Sire, and that neck just feels incredible. Anyway, let me know what you think. And I was kind of surprised to see Larry Carlton playing an H7 live. I've not seen him playing an S7 yet. Let me know if you have. Catch you in another video soon. Cheers.